do lesson 11.8, and this is going to be getting us into actually really starting to calculate the volume of rectangular prisms instead of doing counting and estimating. So before we start our unlock the problem, we're going to read this together. This is extremely helpful. We're going to try to connect what we know about area to help us understand how to find the volume. So the base of a rectangular prism is a rectangle, right? So the bottom of it, it's a rectangle. And we know that the area is measured in square units, or units squared, which I actually reminded you of the other day. And to find the area of a rectangle, we do length times width, right? So if this is just a rectangle, the area I would find by doing length times width, right? So volume is measured in cubic units or units cubed. So like I said to you guys the other day, when you build a prism, you're making this now into a three-dimensional object. We're adding another layer of cubes each time. And when you add that layer, we're actually adding a third dimension, and that is height. So we're still going to have this area of each layer, but now we're going to be adding this height to it, okay? So if we're looking here and we're supposed to be finding the area of this base here, we can see that there's 4, 8, 12, okay? So for the unlockable problem, we're going to figure out how we can look at the volume using what we know about area. So Yuan built the rectangular prism shown at the right using 1-inch cubes. The prism has a base that is a rectangle and a height of 4 cubes. What is the volume of the rectangular prism that Yuan built? So we can find the volume of a prism in cubic units by multiplying the number of square units in the base shape by the number of layers, which is its height. So each layer of Yuan's rectangular prism is composed of how many cubes? So let's look at one layer. So one layer has 3, 6, 9, 12. So each layer is composed of 12-inch cubes. So what we're going to look at is if we have one layer, what the height is going to be. So one layer is going to be, not the height, the volume, sorry. One layer is going to be 12. Now if I have 2 layers, now I have 2 12s, which is 24. And if I have 3 layers, I have 3 12s, and that's 36. And finally, if I have 4 layers, I have 4 12s, which is 48. Okay, so what we're learning in this lesson is basically what I've been showing you for the past few lessons, but just formally. So what we're doing is we're multiplying the height each time by 12, because we're adding another layer of 12. So remember, repeated addition is multiplication. Okay? So what we're doing here basically is we're going to be finding the area of the base, which is more or less the same thing that I've been showing you, where you're counting one layer and then you multiply it by the height, or how many layers there are. So relating the height to the volume, we're going to solve this here. Tony stacks cube-shaped beads that measure 1 centimeter on each edge in a storage box. The box can hold 6 layers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of 24 beads with no gaps or overlaps. Okay, what is the volume? So the volume of each in particular bead, they said that the bead measures 1 centimeter on each edge. That means that it is a unit cube, so it's just 1. And the storage box has a base with an area of, I'm going to just show you, they told us what it was. They told us it was 24, but if they didn't tell us, let's look. You take a look at one layer, and you look at how many there are. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So there's 24 in the base. So the area of the base is 24 centimeters squared. The height of the storage box, again, they're telling us it was 6 layers, but you can count, just like I've been doing in all the other lessons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 centimeters. So to find the total volume, we multiply 24 times 6. So this is actually nothing new than what I've been doing. It's just being formally taught to you, okay? So now 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. So the total volume would be 144 centimeters cubed. Now, here is the other way that we can do this. If we know that the area of the base is 24, what we can do is the base has a length of 6 centimeters. We can just look at it, 6. And it has a width of 4. And the height is also, not 4, I'm sorry, the height is 6. Right? So to find the volume of a storage box, what you can do is, instead of sitting and counting and doing all that, you can just, you know that the area multiplied by the height is going to give you the volume. So what you can do is you can find the base area from here by doing the length times the width. So the length is 6 and the width is 4. 6 times 4, and then times the height, which is 6. Okay, and that's, again, same as before, 24 times 6, which is 144. So either way, you get the same answer. So I'm going to show you this way again right now by doing this share and show with you. I'm going to find the volume of this, but we're going to do it by finding the area of the base instead of just counting like we did. So you look at one layer. The length is 1, 2, 3, 4. The width is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the area of the base is 4 times 5, which is 20. And if you counted, you would get that anyway. 5, 10, 15, 20. The height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to find the volume, we're doing the area of the base times the height, which is 20 times 6. Okay, use my trick, no 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Add the 0. And the volume is going to be 120 cubic inches or inches cubed. That's your answer. Okay, it's nice and easy actually. All right, so I would like for you guys to do 2 and 3. Don't get tripped up on 3, okay, because there's only one layer. I would like to see you guys try it this way because that's the real mathematically correct way to do it when it comes to using the formula, which is our next lesson. So it's good to practice it now. Okay, so why don't you give this a shot and then unpause it and check your answers. Okay guys, I hope this was nice and easy for you. I wrote it out for you guys so you could see it a little clearer. The area of the base is the length times the width. So the length is 2, the width is 3, and again they give you that at the bottom too if you'd like to use the bottom. So the area of the base is 6, and then the height is 3. So to find the volume, I take the area of the base and the height and multiply them, and I get 18. So my volume is 18 centimeters cubed. And remember, you could also write cubic centimeters. I'm not going to force you to pick one. However, I prefer the exponent because it's more commonly used. Number 3, area of the base is length times the width. Length is 2, width is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. The height, of course, is just one layer, just 1. So when you do the volume, it's just 12 times 1, which is 12 inches cubed. Okay, guys, this is it. And this is going to be the last day that we are doing volume using the cubes and everything. Tomorrow you're going to learn how to use the actual volume formula, which is just the same thing as all of this, just the formal way. Okay, so have fun.